I also think not only the pace and how everything actually is faster in terms of acquisition of knowledge, I think it's also, I suppose that's also put a lot of pressure on us, right, as human beings, um, in terms of how much you actually can absorb in any one given moment. Absorb and actually let it sink in, because there's no time now for processing even. It's just, someone's talking about something new and you've got to...
Let Chat GPT sort it for you and give you
Yeah.
think for you. Okay, so what are my next steps? And then it gives you some answers. Then you call you. Oh yeah, these are my next steps.
And also, I wonder what impact that's going to have on our processing power as human beings with our brain, because something else is processing it for us.
Hey, welcome all to Product Hacks. It's our 5th episode. My name is Hilary, and my co-host is here with me, Kim.
Hi.
Say hi, Kim.
Hi, everyone. Good to have you watching, and we excited about this episode. Great stuff.
Yeah. We're going to continue with our usual questions and answers. I believe, Kim, you have a question for me today.
Yes, I do. I would like to know, because we've been using the term quite a lot over the last 4 episodes, but we haven't yet explained it maybe to some of the audience members who are not familiar. What, in your understanding, represents the term tech? So what is tech?
Okay. That's cool. That's a great question. So tech, for those who may not know, is the short form of the word technology. So when we talk about technology, it's usually, I think, basically tools that help us to achieve certain goals or maybe solve problems. And in today's use of the word tech, it usually applies to the use of computers or information technology to achieve those same goals, like solve problems. Yeah. So you can think of computers to start with, software, networking, operating systems, everything that's associated with a computer. And then now you have services like internet, web services. You have, now it's very common to hear artificial intelligence, and other digital services. It's quite a vast area to talk about tech, but I see it mainly as a tool for solving problems. And that usually, when we talk about tech, we're talking about information technology tools that we use to solve our problems or to achieve certain goals. Yeah.
That's brilliant. I love that. I wanted to say that the word technology embedded within information technology is something that I actually almost forgot, because I know that around 15 to 20 to 25 years ago, not that I was working 25 years ago, but I recall something around the fact that IT became a hot acronym. Everything was the IT department, and that there was a little series around IT, but the actual word being information technology that you mentioned now is really important, and that in a way it's been shortened to tech. That's brilliant. I believe that in the most recent years, maybe in the last decade, there's been a real buzzword around tech. And I think it's because I would even say, again, I'm going according to when it first came to my mind, but it might have been before. The last 20 years, Wall Street and most of the share/investment world started trading in the tech industry, actually seeing that the golden Silicon Valley companies like Facebook and Google and others, some of whom are not around, but some of whom have grown really well, they were very profitable.
Yeah.
And so because they were profitable and they went public, they obviously caught the interest of people who more traditionally would go into the banking field or the investment institutions to do a lot of trading, or maybe even insurance companies, anything that was at, let's say in the 80s or 90s, quite profitable. And as tech companies started emerging as, unicorns, making lots of money, more people started getting interested in it. More people started blogging about it. More people started creating media around that. And I think now it is almost a standard phrase that, tech is not only the companies that we invest in, but also the products that we are now interested in. And I think to your point, AI is very much so. And I feel like that's really version 2.0. Some would say version 3.0 of tech. And, we can probably get into, I can't recall what it's called, but there is the different industrial stages of how humans have worked, I guess. So starting off with, I'm going to completely blotch it, but I think it's mining industries, then industrial industries, then et cetera. And now, people talk about the information age, and I know Web3 gets thrown around as well. So there's a move for sure into information. But I think what we're talking about is how information is actually presented to the user. And I again reference the 80s, but I was born in the 80s, so I don't really know exactly what was going on in terms of commercial things other than what I've studied. But what I understand is that there was more drive to engage with customers face to face, like sales calls or getting groups of people together, making sure that there's, conferences or workshops. And I know that happens now, but the point I'm trying to make is that there is definitely more engagement when it comes to customer and business, called B2C.
Yes, because it's easier now. Yeah.
Yes. There's more engagement with customers, but there's also the face of engagement is, as you had mentioned, through software. Yeah. So it's through software, pretty much on your phone, on your laptop, on your tablet, on the internet, exactly, on web. I think that is why tech is so strong. And I think will continue to be, at least for the next 20 years until, roboticism comes up, which is effectively tech, but I know that's more mechanical engineering or something like teleportation or who knows what's coming.
Yeah.
But it is.
It has become a staple now because I wonder what kind of business can survive without any form of technology. Down. Yeah, in education, wherever you go, even in the medical industry.
Absolutely.
I believe, yes, because since the introduction of information technology, or since that spread of the use, the need to use information faster the need to get to learn faster, the need to refer to other people's experiences faster so we could apply has become a necessity so much that it's come to stay. It's part of our daily lives now.
I also think not only the pace and how everything actually is faster in terms of acquisition of knowledge and being able to acquire that knowledge. I think it's also, I suppose that's also put a lot of pressure on us, right, as human beings, in terms of how much you actually can absorb in any one given moment. Absorb and actually let it sink in, because there's no time now for processing even. It's just, someone's talking about something new and you've got to...
ChatGPT sort it for you and give you...
Yeah. Well, we could probably talk about
something for you. Okay, so what are my next steps? And then he gives you some answers and you call you, oh yeah, these are my next steps.
And also that then makes it, I wonder what impact that's going to have on our processing power as human beings with our brain, because something else is processing it for us. We're just applying that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I think that's interesting. Yeah.
Oh, this is, by the way, recently there was a student who was caught. His essays had all been produced by ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah.
And he was doing so well. And then I don't know how the teachers found out, but he had to be banned from using any type of device.
Oh, wow. I'm sure that's happening. I was actually discussing it offline, and I can't imagine that the way that that's monitored in schools and in universities can be to the extent that you can completely know exactly what is and what is not coming through AI now. And, I'd love to dive into AI because I think the word itself is so mystical, yet if we break it down as to what it is, the machine learning algorithms and what actually happens in the background with the data sourcing through what currently is available. It's just a clever way of using what has built up as a resource, as a data resource on, on the internet. So it really...
How much reliability can we put on it?
Let's all say it.
How reliable is what it gives out?
The result and what it produces. I think there's definitely a bias, and you would know as well, the way something is coded. As much as you want it to be, I want to say inhumane, like, you want it to be perfect in a certain way, there's always the bias of the human that's created that code. Yeah. And so same thing with AI or how it's being presented. There definitely are biases in how it's producing the result. Yeah, so maybe that's for another topic, but it definitely relates to tech for sure. And I feel like we could go on talking about tech and what it means, but I think maybe we just keep it short. What's your...
So many branches, but yeah.
Oh, it does. Yeah. It does. I also, sorry, I just want to iterate that, this word tech, we shouldn't just use it, throw it around, I guess, because it can become an attractive industry for people, and then not really knowing kind of the level of work that is required to have, I suppose, been in tech for a while or understand the essence of the technology behind it. I'm just thinking about, when a particular thing becomes really interesting or attractive, then everybody runs to it, and then somehow it loses its meaning. Not that I'm a proponent for trying to keep the meaning of tech, but you then have different avenues of people's talking about maybe different descriptions. Is not even what, the essence of what tech is about. And I'm no expert at the definition of tech, but I think intuitively through working in it, and I think studying around it, you understand it. But I just wanted to caveat that as well, because I know that the word innovation, I think around 10 years ago, became really hot, and everything was innovation,
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, is that really innovation?
Yeah. And I think when you hear the word, it's automatically tied to tech.
Yes.
When it gets used. Yeah. Anyway, all right. I think it's been interesting today.
Yeah, definitely. I think I hope that the audience finds it useful, and please, I know it is exposing, but it would be really nice to hear your comments. And if you don't feel like putting it in the comment section, we do, as we had mentioned last week, have a company we're trying to get off the ground, Innovate Here. And the link to the website is below in the description, where you can email us at any time.
Yeah. Take care, everyone. And we hope to hear from you about what we've discussed so far. Anyway, I guess.
Cool. Okay. Cheers.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.